Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Wednesday Night Mayhem live on YouTube and StreamYard.com. It is good old MF Michael Fletcher alongside Anthony Flair and Michael Bullock. And guys, we're not gonna waste any time. We're just gonna jump right on in. Let's do it. We're jumping it off with a tag team match as it was FTR, Cash Wheeler and Dax Harwood going up against the Butcher and the Blade. And when it was all said and done, FTR wins the match in 10 minutes and 20 seconds. I gotta say it. That was a very good match. It was a solid performance. There was really not much that we can really go crazy about, but it was what it needed it to be. A solid tag team fight. It was really good for what it was worth, and FTR looked good. They looked good in their first outing away from WWE, now in AEW, and I think they did a great job. So this was at least a solid 2.5 stars for me. I don't think it can go any more higher than that. 2.5 is my rating for it. Good fight, good match. Anthony, it's yours.
Well, I'll tell you, MF. I actually am going to go a little higher on this. I'm actually going to give it 3 stars. I could go a little more than that if I wanted to, but the announcers, they spent a lot of time putting over FTR as one of the best tag teams in the business today, and you even heard Chris Jericho. He was even impressed with their pure wrestling ability. Wheeler and Harwood are as technically sound as anyone on the roster, and AEW is doing a good job positioning them as free agents everyone wants to sign. But give credit to the Butcher and the Blade as well. They deserve as much credit as FTR for making this a fun match. Both teams were impressive with their use of double team moves. Jericho was also right when he said neither duo really lost because everyone looked good in this performance. FTR's AEW in-ring debut was a success, and it will be a lot of fun seeing how they do in a different promotion. It's smart to set up a future feud with FTR and the Young Bucks since they have been teasing it for a couple of years already. And when those two teams do throw down, get ready for a 5-star classic. That's all I can say on that. So 3 stars for me. Great way to start it off. So Bullock, I know they're not the Revival anymore, and I know this ain't the WWE, but they won and they look damn good, so I got to do it anyway. Say yeah.
And let's not forget, you guys are missing something. Somebody is back in AEW, and it's our favorite ring announcer.
Oh, that's right.
Justin
Yes,
Robinson.
we missed you, bro. You look good. You sounded good as well.
Oh yeah, It sounds like he didn't lost a step in the months that we didn't see him, but it's definitely good to have him back. As far as this match goes, I'll give it about 2.5 to 3. I mean, FTR I thought looked good in their AEW in-ring debut, and you definitely got to give credit to the Blade. I mean, they really put the team over, and people wonder how the Butcher and the Blade were going to do without the Bunny anymore, but yeah, they looked good, and then you saw the Young Bucks come out after the match, and boy howdy, you get a match between these two teams in the near future, you're looking at something really good. But a good solid debut for FTR. Nothing more to say. Let's move on, play.
All right, and then we had a women's tag team fight as it was Nyla Rose and Penelope Ford going up against Chris Statlander and the AEW Women's Champion Hikaru Shida. And when it was all said and done, the winners of the bout in 10 minutes and 15 seconds was actually the heel team. It was let me see. No, I am right. It was the heel team, Nyla Rose and Penelope Ford getting the victory. But more importantly, yes, Anthony, you were about to say it, and I guess I can say it. Penelope Ford got the fall on the champion. She hit her with the AEW title, then hit the fisherman suplex to score the pin. Now, normally we'd be yelling championship committee moment, but Anthony, AEW, they really emphasize on the records. But this is a significant win for Penelope Ford. This might put her at least up the ladder for a title shot, but that I don't think it would make her number one contender. Not yet.
No, probably not. If this was WWE, this would obviously be a championship committee moment. But not in AEW. Oh no, they don't do that. But other than a few spots that were almost botched, this was a good match. I'm gonna give it about 2.5 to 3 for the effort. Penelope Ford has been looking better every week, and this performance was another reminder of how important she could be to the division moving forward. Sheeta and Statlander worked well as a team. Nyla Rose seemed to be a little less aggressive than usual, but that may have been intentional if the plan was for this to be a big moment for Ford. Any combination of these four superstars fighting for the women's title would provide a great match at Fyter Fest. You could maybe do a 4-way, but if you want to keep Rose away from it for a bit, I think Penelope Ford would be a great first challenger for Hikaru Shida in her reign as AEW Women's Champion. So that's just my thought. Maybe Fyter Fest, July 1st and 8th, 2-night event, free television, TNT. We gotta say God bless you guys for that. It's great that we don't have to pay $50 for it. So that's all there is to say on that. I can't wait to see it. I'm hopeful that all the titles will be on the line at Fyter Fest. We just got to see what the plan is for Shida. For me, if you obviously want to have her, get past the first defense, and I think Ford would be a perfect first challenger. Just my thought alone. So 2.5 to 3 for the effort here. Solid match, so nothing more to say. Michael Bullock, come on in. What a win for Penelope Ford, pinning the AEW Women's Champion. I think she did more than enough to earn a title shot in my book.
You really think she deserves a title shot after the way she won it?
No, you're right. You're right. But any combination of the four we saw tonight deserve a shot.
Yeah, I mean, if she won cleanly, then I would say perhaps. But after the way she won it, I'm going to say I don't think she deserves it. I mean, she needs to prove more to me and actually doing it without any chicanery like what we saw when she used the title belt on Hikaru Shida to get the victory. So I'm going to give it 2.5 stars. I mean, I can't go any higher because of the ending. I did not like it one bit. I mean, you could say it was basically to make the heels look good here. So, yeah, I mean, to me, and this is just my opinion, I think based on where they have it ranked, AEW has Nyla Rose as at number one to once again be the number one contender, and I think she probably deserves it more. So that's just my personal opinion on it. So 2.5 stars. I would have given it a 3 if that ending didn't happen. So Fletch, it's yours.
Yeah, no. I'm gonna give it 2.5. 2.5 is my rating as well. I do agree with everything that you guys said. I think the ending definitely wasn't worth what you were talking about, and that was gonna be if it would have been better, then I would have been all right with it. But I'm with you guys. I think it was just a bad ending. The match should have been a little more better, but you can't really fault at the moment. It was a great matchup. It was a good fight. It was a solid match. But like you said, Penelope Ford did kind of slip through the back door, got a cheating win, and that really definitely left a bitter taste in the mouth. And I think a lot of people would have been a lot more happier if it would have been a more cleaner win. As far as her getting a title shot, it's too early. Right now, I just don't think that she is in the opportunity for it. I think we can wait and see what happened, and I think that's the key word: wait and see. But as far as us saying, "Oh, this is the moment," or "Yes, it's official," I think we can openly say the jury's out to lunch. Jury's out to lunch. We don't have a true number one, at least not yet, and then we'll go from there. But yeah, you're right. The door is still wide open. We don't have a true number one contender, but it was still decent for what it was worth. Okay, so next up we had was a six-man tag team fight, as it was um, Orange Cassidy and the Best Friends, which is Trent Beretta and Chuck Taylor, and they went up against Jake Hager, Santana, and Ortiz, representing Inner Circle, the winners of the bout. In 10 minutes and 10 seconds was the Best Friends and Orange Cassidy. Cassidy gets his first official win in AEW on AEW Dynamite as he pins Ortiz with the roll up of doom for the 1-2-3. And yes, my celebration, hands in the pockets, boys. And yes, put the thumbs up and hug your bro. Bro hug, I love it. Bullock, it's yours. Orange Cassidy was freshly squeezed tonight and got the win.
Well, let's just say, Fletch, there's one that's not feeling the love right now, and that's Chris Jericho in the Inner Circle.
Ah!
Yeah, it happened like a couple, like a bunch of thugs after the match. First off, I gotta give the match 2.5 stars. I mean, I could have given it higher, but the dreaded roll up of doom. I mean, I would have seen a much cleaner pinfall, but yeah, I mean, Orange Cassidy with his first win in AEW, but let's just say him and the Best Friends paid a big price courtesy of Chris Jericho's back, and so much so Orange Cassidy got busted open, and Jericho basically took out some bags of oranges and swung it right at him. Yeah, typical Inner Circle thuggery, as far as I'm concerned. And you know what really annoys me so much? I don't know if it's either Santana or Ortiz when they say the best, the best, the best. I'm kind of getting annoyed by it every time when they say it. I mean, it just really annoyed me. That's all I'm saying. So I really got nothing more to say. Fletch, it's yours.
Yeah, I'll give this about 2.5 stars again. It was a good match. It was a solid fight. Yeah, the beat down after was pretty brutal. But they made a point, and that's all that it was. I don't think there's anything more to say about it. It was a good fight. Anthony, go.
All right. What was the rating on that, guys?
2.5.
And 2.5 for me.
Oh, okay. About the same. Maybe 3 or 3.25 or so. I mean, I gotta say, for me, it was the second best fight of the night. This was a fun encounter with 6 talented wrestlers, but everything about it was a little too predictable. I mean, I think it was due to having 3 tag matches in a row. It's almost like Teddy Long was booking this show tonight. But anyways, the double and triple team spots could be seen coming from a mile away. The outcome was easy to see as soon as the match started. The post-match beatdown went on a little longer than needed, but it did its job in making the Inner Circle look dominant despite the loss. Jericho used a literal bag of oranges to beat up Cassidy. Probably sounded better on paper than it looked in this segment. But Le Champion can make just about anything entertaining, and of course his commentary as well. I mean, that's perfect for him. I mean, whenever he's ready to call it a career in the ring, the broadcast booth is right there. And if you think he's fun now, just wait until the day comes where he may end up being a full-time commentator. I'd be down with that in a heartbeat. So, because he's fun as hell on commentary, let me tell you. So, that's another personal opinion. So, three and a quarter, maybe 3.5 at best. This was the second best fight of the night. I think we're all in agreement on what the fight of the night is, but that's in a little bit. But nothing more to say, MF. We go from 3 members of the Inner Circle to another member of the Inner Circle.
As it was Sammy Guevara going one-on-one with Colt Cabana. Sammy Guevara wins the match in 7 minutes and 45 seconds. All right. Okay fight. Another maybe two and a quarter for me. I know I'm being a little harsh here, but I wasn't really that entertained with the fight. I'm sorry. It felt like it was there. It was alright, but there was nothing that really made me feel anything better. I don't know. Call me harsh, call me whatever you want, but two and a quarter. Florio, go.
I'll be a little more generous. 2.5 for me. The match between Guevara and Cabana was fine, if a little uneventful. The post-match content was what mattered. Matt Hardy transitioned between his different personas as he talked to Sammy Guevara. It was a little awkward without the special effects, but it was still funny. Guevara always looks good in the ring, but he needs to face some opponents who have a similar skill set if he wants to have a standout performance. For me, this is my default worst fight of the night, if I'm going to be honest with you. So, 2.5 stars. Michael Bullock, your thoughts?
Yeah, as far as I'm concerned, I'm in agreement with Fletch. I'm going to give it two and a quarter. I mean, it was there, but I just really wasn't that much entertained by it. I mean, I'm sorry. I mean, that's just how I feel about it. Um, yeah, I mean, you guys, you just basically touched on everything on it. I mean, I think the Matt Hardy segment was just a smidget better than the match, as far as I'm concerned. So nothing more to say. Let's move on, Fletch.
All right, then after that, there was a whole bunch of segments after, but it leads to the main event of the evening, as it was Mark Queen. As Mark Queen gets an opportunity at the TNT title against Cody, winner of the bout, in 11 minutes and 45 seconds. Still, the TNT champion, the American Nightmare Cody, successfully defends the title. Anthony Florio, I think we can call it Fight of the Night.
Amen, brother. Amen. 3.5 to 4 stars. Hands down the fight of the night right here. This was a breakout performance for Mark Quinn as he stood toe-to-toe with one of the best AEW has to offer and looked good every step of the way. His agility makes him exciting to watch, but a lot of people may not realize how technically proficient he is as well. He is not just moonsaults and splashes. He can take it to the mat. These weekly title defenses are going to give a lot of young stars the chance to shine. Quinn, like Jungle Boy last week, might not have won, but he just looked better than he ever has in an AEW ring. And the value of something like that is not easy to quantify. Private Party is going to gain a few new fans the next time they wrestle, thanks to Mark Quinn's breakout performance. And then after the match, a nice special moment with Cody Rhodes and Mark Quinn with the embrace. I mean, definitely tugged on my heartstring a little bit, especially with all the BS in the world nowadays. And I'm glad that for that one moment, we could put all that BS behind us there for that one moment. But as nice as that was, something else came about after this as well. More Inner Circle. Jake Hager came out, and Cody read his mind. Cody's saying, hey, you want a title shot? You got it. But we're going to do it. It's not going to be next week. It's going to be at Fyter Fest. So there you go. Cody versus Jake Hager, TNT Championship matchup as part of Fyter Fest, either on July 1st or July 8th. It's going to be hella fun. It doesn't matter which night it is. So I can't wait to see it. So great way to end the show. So 3.5 to 4 stars. Fight of the night, hands down. And Michael Bullock, just like Jungle Boy last week, Mark Quinn. Oh boy. Let me tell you, that young man. Oof. I haven't seen much of Private Party, but I will tell you what, that Mark Quinn young man, hold your head up, brother. You did us all proud tonight.
Yeah, Mark Quinn definitely's got nothing to be ashamed of here. I mean, he put forth a really good effort in this match. I mean, Cody made him look so good. And I agree. This was a 3.5 to 4 star match. Definitely the fight of the night. I mean, this was just awesome. I mean, and I love the embrace of Cody and Mark Quinn afterward. And to me, it was just such a powerful moment. I mean, especially with everything that's been going on right now, especially with the protest of on the death of George Floyd and the whole Black Lives Matter campaign. And this was basically Cody and Mark Quinn sending a message out there that indeed Black lives do matter. And you could just see in that shirt that Cody wore tonight to the ring. And yeah, I mean, it was a great moment at the end. And yeah, I mean, Jake Hager basically coming out and Cody said, hey, you want a shot at the title? You'll get it, but it'll be at Fyter Fest. So we'll see what happens with that. So 3.5 to 4 stars, the fight of the night. But I love that great moment, the embrace of with Cody and Mark Quinn. Like I said, basically sending a strong message with everything that's going on right now. Fletch, it's yours.
Sorry, guys, I forgot to unmute my mic. Final thoughts on AEW, led by Michael
Did,
Bullock.
did you give your thoughts, Fletch?
I'm not gonna give any thoughts about it. I thought you guys pretty much summed it up for me. This was a great match. Best fight of the evening. 3.5 to 3.75 of a star. As far as the extracurricular activities after, it was solid. It was good. I like it. Fyter Fest is going to be an interesting matchup with Jake Hager versus Cody. That's going to be a really good fight. There's really nothing more to add at this point. So, Mike Bullock, now you can lead us on the on your final thought.
All right, I'll definitely take it for a spin here. And all right, I mean, I thought it was a good show, not great. I mean, obviously the highlight of the show was the fight of the night for the TNT Championship with Cody and Mark Quinn. I mean, you had some other things that go down. Basically, obviously with Penelope Ford getting the pinfall on the AEW Women's World Champion, even though it involves some chicanery there. Yeah, so there's really nothing more to say. I mean, it was good, not great. So Fletch, here.
Yeah, I thought it was a good show. I don't think we really had much to talk about. So, yeah, it's Anthony, it's yours. Final thought.
Yes, sir. AEW continues to put on a quality show with minimal effort. Jericho, fun as hell on commentary, didn't overstay his welcome. And his potential feud with Orange Cassidy, I'm definitely all for. The main event was amazing. even if I don't really need Cody dealing with the inner circle anymore, but a match with Jake Hager does sound fun to me. The women's division, you know, it looks like a potential future challenger, maybe, even though we have differing opinions on that, but we'll see. Um, but everything matters here, even if it is in varying levels. Another solid show this week, so great show, no question about it. Main event stole the show. I mean, Mark Quinn and the Private Party, you've got yourself some new fans here this evening for those who weren't before. So he gave us a reason to take him seriously now. That's all I can say. So future tag champions. That's all I can say. So nothing more to say. MF, let's get on to NXT off the heels of that incredible In Your House on Sunday night.
Yes, indeed, and we will indeed start it off NXT, and we start off with the it looks like it was the UE Undisputed Era. Basically, Adam Cole gloating over the fact that he successfully defended the title. Then it looked like Dexter Lumis kind of tried to interfere. Um, I'm gonna say this. This was all over the place. It was a great segment. It was, like I said, all over the place. Velveteen Dream, Dexter Lumis. They both want opportunities here. They're both looking to become the best. And they want shot at the title. They want all this other stuff going on. I think it was a solid segment. I really enjoyed it. I liked it. I don't think there's anything more to add. I thought it was a great start to the show. So, well done, NXT. Good way to kick it off. And yeah, nothing more to add. So, Anthony, it's yours.
This is the part of my job that I don't like, when I have to be brutally honest. This segment felt a trifle unnecessary.
Mm.
Even if Dexter Lumis's involvement was hilarious. Adam Cole, but that's the only bad part. But other than this, Cole continues to promote himself and be proved right. He took down the Velveteen Dream twice. No one else is truly stepping up except Lumis, who has not really exactly moved into the main event picture yet. Cole versus Lumis was already set to be the main event of the night. This could have just been a 3-minute promo ahead of that match. Instead, NXT was filling time for the sake of filling time. So that's really all I can say on that. Little nitpick aside, it was okay. I'm not as high on it as MF was, but I hate it when I have to be brutally honest, but this is one of those times that I have to be. I'm sorry to say. So here's just, like you need more worth of Randy Jackson on Idol. It is alright for me. So nothing really more to say. Bullock, your thoughts?
Yeah, I hate to say it, but I gotta agree with Florio on this. I mean, I, it was odd, but it was really nothing to write home about. I mean, you could have saved just Adam Cole's promo for a little 3-minute one for before the match in the main event, but other than just his little promo, it was, well, yeah. There's really nothing more to say. Fletch, it's yours.
Yeah. Then after that, we go right into the first fight of the night, and guys, it is a rematch. I want to say it was about a week ago or so, and it was Johnny Gargano and Candice LeRae versus Keith Lee and Mia Yim. This time around, it goes the way of Gargano and LeRae. They win the match 7 minutes and 28 seconds. Johnny Gargano rolls up on Keith Lee to hold him down for the 1, 2, 3. And, well, if you want to call Championship Committee moment again, here we go. Gargano might have just put himself back in line for the North American title again. So, nothing more to add. Anthony, it's yours.
3.25 stars. This mixed tag team match was far more fun than expected. Everyone got physical in fun ways, including Mia Yim suplexing Johnny Gargano and Keith Lee trying to politely take Candice LeRae out of the fight at moments. NXT does need to be careful with 50-50 booking and top angles. Gargano lost definitively to Lee this past Sunday night at TakeOver in Your House. I don't think he should be getting back into title contention immediately because he defeated him in a messy, for the most part, messy mixed tag team bout. But I think the feud is far from over though. They're probably going to give Gargano another shot at it. It could be a championship committee moment. And you noticed on the roll up, I didn't really see any pulling of the tights and getting the win, but surprisingly considering his heel persona. But anyways, far better than what we saw last week. That was just a rushed match last week. To drill the point home for in your house, but you let these four go at it. You gave them a decent amount of time and let them do their thing. And for the most part, I enjoyed it. So I'm going to give it a solid 3.25 stars for the effort. Michael Bullock, your thoughts?
Yeah, 3.25 stars. I agree. I mean, this was definitely far better than the match they had last week. But yeah, I mean, a championship committee moment. I don't know, but because, well, guys, I mean, there's somebody else who might have a target for Keith Lee in that North American Championship. We'll talk about it later on as we continue to recap NXT. So, 3.25 stars, far better match than what we had last week. So, Fletch, it's yours.
Yeah, no, this was a 3.5 star fight. This was definitely really good. This was solid. Um, there's really nothing more to add here. So, all right. So, oops, sorry about that. Let's see. So then we had was Indra Shear going up against some local wrestlers. They crushed them in a minute and five. We're not even gonna get into that. There was a thing about Cameron Grimes promo with Breezango, which was actually pretty entertaining. I gotta give it up. Breezango actually was pretty good. Then we had Cameron Grimes going one-on-one with Finn Balor, and it was Balor winning the match at 9 minutes and 2 seconds with the 1916 for the victory. Michael Bullock, it's yours.
I'll give this about a 3-star effort for this match. Maybe teetering on 3.25, but I'm leaning more towards 3. But yeah, obviously you wanted to give Finn Balor the win back after losing to Cameron Grimes weeks ago. Obviously with a little help from Damian Priest, but yeah, Grimes definitely put up a good effort here. Was looking to make it 2 in a row, but not the case here. As Balor gets the victory, and then of course he looks into the camera saying, "I've won I've won every title in NXT, but not the North American title. Watch yourself, Keith Lee. I think we may have found another person who wants Keith Lee's NXT North American title, and it's the Prince Finn Balor, and I think that would be an entertaining match with Finn Balor and Keith Lee. So, yeah, that's who I said who's going to be next in line. So, Fletch, can we agree on that?
You know what? I'm gonna say this. I think. Here's the thing. I think Keith Lee is gonna sooner or later gonna have to drop the belt because I think they're gonna want to push him for the NXT title. I got a feeling Gargano's gonna win the belt. Like he's gonna dethrone Keith Lee. But Gargano versus Balor. Whoa. That could be fun. That could be interesting. Because these are two guys who are almost similar in height, in stature, and their wrestling abilities are bar none Balor is without a doubt a master in the ring. You gotta go to like his New Japan days to see how really good he is. And Gargano is Johnny Wrestling. You let these two men go at it and do it maybe at a takeover, you're looking at 5 easy. 5 easy with those two go at it. Like that's how good they would be. They would literally tear the whole place apart if that happens. But we'll wait and see. So, as far as the fight goes, yeah, I'll give it about 3 stars. I liked it. I thought it was a great match. Balor gets a big win, and Anthony, it's yours.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't Balor and Gargano already fight each other? Wasn't it at Portland?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, they fought once in Portland, and I think it was close to 5 stars. I think it was like 4.5, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I'm just saying. But you never know. We'll have to wait and see on that. But for right now, I agree with Bullock's rating. I'm going to give it a solid 3 stars. Much better match than the first time Balor and Grimes fought. The Prince focused on the pacing of the bout, and both men looked good throughout. At the end, it was clear that Grimes was a contender, but not at Balor's level. Hopefully, the post-match call-out is a sign of things to come. The Prince can go after Lee. Grimes can move on to rivalries he can win. Gargano will hopefully not battle the Limitless one for too much longer. So that's really all I can say on that. Solid 3 stars. I agree with Bullet, so let's move on.
Then we had a match, one-on-one, as it was Dakota Kai versus Kacy Catanzaro, and it was Dakota Kai winning the match in 2 minutes and 26 seconds. Basically, Dakota getting the win back after losing at NXT in your house. So, nice win, nothing bad to say. Now, we move on to what was El Hijo del Fantasma, as you know they did the moment where he was officially crowned the interim champion, but they actually declared him the new NXT Cruiserweight champion. I think Jordan Devlin is gonna have a bone to pick with NXT people right about now. I'm the true NXT Cruiserweight champion. What in the hell are you calling El Hijo del Fantasma Cruiserweight champion of the world? Who in the hell made that announcement? Not me. So, and then after that, Drake Maverick came out, congratulated him, and actually asked if he could give him, if he can give him another shot at it. So it looks like yes, but then it looks like 3 guys actually jumped Drake Maverick.
So it was 2 guys.
2 guys jumped Drake Maverick, and it was Joaquin Wilde and Raul Mendoza. So, and then we find out that El Hijo del Fantasma, his name is Santos Escobar. And he says, and I am the NXT Cruiserweight champion. And, alright, so Santos Escobar, Joaquin Wilde, and Raul Mendoza, I guess there's a trio, boys. We gotta sell a new mini stable. And El Hijo del Fantasma basically has shedded the image and is now going to be called Santos Escobar. This is very interesting. And poor Drake Maverick just got absolutely destroyed. So, can I say it? Battle lines are drawn now. It was all fun and games when the title was on the line. Now that Fantasma's the champion, it just took a whole different turn. This got very interesting. This I could even go as far to call this segment of the night. Anthony Florio, Santos Escobar is now, I guess, officially cruiserweight champion of the world.
I like it. I like the name. That's a fun name. You know how much I've had a lot of fun with certain names over the years, MF. I mean, this is another one we can add to my list. Absolutely. But what do I always, what is one of the things I always like to preach about when it comes to wrestling, when it comes to, big money moments? When you have a babyface challenger chasing a dominant heel champion. And that's exactly what we're going to get here. Hands down, this was the segment of the night. MF absolutely nailed it. This was a fantastic reveal, building off months of odd backstage attacks. El Hijo del Fantasma was not going to get over under a mask only speaking Spanish. His look is suited for putting away the mask. He can help elevate Raul Mendoza and Joaquin Wilde in NXT as well. And it will be so fun to watch Drake Maverick fight desperately to get to the title he now longs for. He is the ultimate babyface to challenge impossible odds. So this was well done. We got ourselves a big money cruiserweight feud with the newly named and heel turned Santos Escobar, with Joaquin Wilde and Raul Mendoza watching his back, and Maverick, trying to be that ultimate underdog babyface, a la Daniel Bryan, and eventually, I do think he will get his moment in the sun eventually. The day and the time, well, that we do not know, but I do think eventually Drake Maverick will be a cruiserweight champion down the line. I believe it. So, but man, oh man, this was the segment of the night. So, Michael Bullock, I mean, what do you make of all this? Santos Escobar, I like it.
Yeah, I don't think anybody saw this coming. I mean, Joaquin Wilde and Raul Mendoza were underneath those masks, and then the three of them gang up on Drake Maverick, and then he's revealed to be Santos Escobar. So who knows what the name of this trio is going to be? I'm sure we'll find out more maybe next week, somewhere down the line. But Drake Maverick's going to try to scratch and claw his way to that cruiserweight title. Even though somebody right now overseas, like you said, Fletch, is not too happy about it. And that's, like you said, Jordan Devlin, who's probably out there saying right now, hey, I'm the true NXT Cruiserweight Champion. I mean, not you, Santos Escobar. So who knows? Maybe whenever some of these restrictions get lifted and he's allowed to go back to the U.S., maybe a feud with Jordan Devlin and Santos Escobar could happen. I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. So there's really nothing more to say. So let's move on.
All right, and then, well, we do have a big announcement that needs to be addressed. Next week on NXT, the WWE Women's Tag Team titles will be defended. Now, remember, if you heard Anthony yesterday, a couple of nights ago on Ridiculously Raw, there is a title match that is set this Sunday night at Backlash, as it will be the Iconics, Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss, and the reigning champions Sasha Banks and Bayley. They will be battling it out in a triple threat. The winners of that match on Sunday night will go on to go to NXT 1 week from tonight, and they will have to face Shotzi Blackheart and Tegan Knox for the tag team gold. The titles will be on the line next week on NXT. So, with that said, we do go into the main event, which was NXT champion Adam Cole versus Dexter Lumis. Adam Cole wins the match in 8 minutes and 45 seconds. However, after the match was over, an hourglass was spotted in the ring with the sand of time billowing down. And there was a certain femme fatale that also was there. Her name was Scarlett Bordeaux. And we all know who she represents. Killian Cross. Guys, I think we just found our next challenger for the NXT title. The one that we kind of thought maybe was maybe not ready yet. Oh no. He's called his shot. He's planted his flag. And he's now got his sight on the 10 pounds of gold of NXT. Anthony Florio. Ooh. Very riveting.
I love it. I love it, man. 2.5 stars for the match. Lumis continues to look great against stronger competition. His signature moments work so well with a talent like Adam Cole, who keeps the action moving constantly. This was strong work from both men, even if the finish was too par for the course with UE. Karrion Kross has not been truly built yet, so having him dethrone Adam Cole would be a bit sudden. However, NXT has never been afraid to immediately crown new signings. Doomsday will likely be the most dangerous force on the black and gold brand soon. It would also be best if the Performance Center stayed quiet for endings like that. The TikTok chant kind of ruined the mystique a little bit. And when you see the hourglass, you cannot help but think of the late, great McDonald Carey when he would always introduce Days of Our Lives. Like sands through the hourglass, so are the days of our lives. So that's what was immediately going through my mind when I saw that hourglass. So may not be the same as today's one, but you get where I'm going. So, but 2.5 stars for the match. But wow, Karrion Kross and Adam Cole. I love it. I can't wait to see it. Michael Bullock, what do you make of all this? I mean, Karrion Kross, beat down Tommaso Ciampa Sunday night at TakeOver in Your House, former champion in his own right and one of the biggest stars in NXT today. Now, could Karrion Kross be the one to end the over year-long run of Adam Cole as NXT champion? Michael Bullock, Mr. NXT, you got to have some serious thoughts on this.
I really don't know what to make. I mean, well, first off, on the match, 2.5 stars. I do agree with it. I mean, I thought Dexter Lumis looked good. I mean, obviously, when you're in there with the likes of Adam Cole, you're going to get a good match out of it. And then all of a sudden, when the lights dim and you see Scarlett Bordeaux there, and she brings the hourglass, and I'm like thinking, Karrion Kross as the next number one contender for the NXT title. That literally caught me by surprise. But as you said, NXT is not afraid to take any chances. I know there are going to be some people out there who are probably saying, "Oh, it's too soon for Karrion Kross to challenge for the title." But like I just said, they're not afraid to take any chances. But I think another thing people will say that it doesn't make sense for this because you got a heel against a heel. But like you said, could Karrion Kross be the one to end that reign? I mean, guys, could you imagine if he does that and Karrion Kross is the NXT champion? Ooh.
God help us all.
All I can say is good luck to anybody taking that title from him, because after what we saw what he did to Tommaso Ciampa Sunday night. Ooh,
He's going to hold that thing
I
as
don't
long as he
think.
wants to if he gets it.
Yeah,
There's a guy who
that
could stop him. There's a guy
well,
who could stop Cross. There's only
and who would
one. Bask in his glory.
well
He's
that's
he's the
you
one
make
that could knock him off.
well you make a good point there. I mean, Keith Lee could be the one that could end the reign of Karrion Cross if they do make it happen. But we're jumping to ahead of ourselves here, but we'll just have to wait and see. But man, oh man, I really don't know what else is there to say, Fletch. Let's move on.
Yeah, what a way to put a bow on the show. There's really nothing more to add. Last thoughts, and I believe Bullock, you lead off. So, Mr. NXT, what did you think of your show tonight?
Again, I thought it was a good show. I mean, coming off of a very good takeover in your house. I mean, the only thing that was the only downside was the segment with Adam Cole and obviously the whole thing with Dexter Loomis out there. But everything else was I mean, you had a couple of matches that were short. You had some other good matches here, but I still think the big surprise of the night was, well, one of the big surprises was, of course, El Hijo del Fantasma's reveal as Santos Escobar. But I think the real big one, the big surprise, Karrion Cross calling out the NXT champion. I don't think anybody would have expected that. So there's really nothing more to say. Fletch, it's yours.
Yeah, it was a solid show. It was really good. I really got nothing bad to say about it. I thought it brought a lot of good elements, and to see now that we now have a true number one guy, it looks like Killian Cross is definitely calling his shot, going after the NXT title. Then you're gonna have Santos Escobar, and it looks like his crew. You just picked a fight with Drake Maverick. That could be very interesting to watch on that front. So you got the NXT Cruiserweight title in lock. You got the big belt in lock. And it looks like you got Gargano and Keith Lee going at it again. But you got Finn Balor waiting in the wings now. He's calling his shot, saying, I'm waiting for whoever emerges and you're going to be coming after him. I'm going to be coming after your belt next. So you got that going on. So there's a lot of storyline progression right now in NXT, man. I'm liking what they're doing on the yellow brand, the third brand. So nothing more to add. Just got very interesting. So Anthony, it's all yours.
Yeah. Nothing overly special this week, but it was an easy to digest show that did plenty of right. They set up something very intriguing with Adam Cole and Karrion Cross, while the Santos Escobar angle came off very well. The mixed tag was a lot of fun, and Balor and Lee, to me, sounds way more interesting. They've never met, and I would love to see Finn Balor and Keith Lee in a North American feud. That would be awesome. The running Loomis gag was not all that great, and neither was the whole Cameron Grimes and his broken jaw nonsense. But still, it was a mostly enjoyable show this week. If I had to put one over the other, I would have to give a slight nudge to AEW, mainly because of that incredible TNT title match with Cody and Mark Quinn. That just barely put AEW over the top of NXT. Both shows were not overly special this week, but by a smidge, I would have to give it to NXT because of that outstanding Cody and Mark Quinn title match. So that's all I can say on that. So nothing more to say. I believe we're done for the night and set up what we're going to have. I mean, Friday Night SmackDown, which will feature the most anticipated Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship in how many years?
Yeah. highly anticipated match. And then on top of that, I do believe after that, isn't there another? And then I believe this is a
Backlash.
go show. Yeah, go home show. So we got Backlash. We got a preview on Backlash as well
Yep.
going down on Friday. So it's gonna be another loaded show, guys. So 10:30 Eastern, right here on this very channel, and we're gonna have it. So Friday Night SmackDown recap, then the preview for Backlash. So yeah, so there's really nothing more to add. So for Anthony Foyle, for Michael Bullock, I am Michael Fletcher. Thank you so much as always, guys. And until Friday night, so long, everybody.